We will begin with Thinking Fast and Slow. This is by Daniel Kahneman. And no book that I've ever done at the First Friday Book Synopsis has ever won as many awards as this book has. The book is all about, as you see on your outline, what he calls System 1 versus System 2 thinking. That is at the core of this book, and it's almost on every page of the book. System 1 thinking is very much associated with intuitive decision making. That is from the gut. And System 2 thinking is more associated with analytic thinking, where, for example, you consider options, and many of you remember the old path where you have a box, arrow, loops, and so forth. You know, it's where you consider a lot of things as you make a decision. And it's really interesting, you all, because this book is calling System 1, the intuitive decision making, actually the hero of the book. And he makes the case throughout the book that there's a lot of strength in making decisions and thinking from the gut. Now, let me describe to you what he says in the book about these, and then I'll go into some of these details. He says the interaction of System 1 and System 2 thinking, intuitive and analytic, is a recurrent theme of the book. System 1 runs automatically, and System 2 is normally in a comfortable, low-effort mode, in which only a fraction of its capacity is engaged. System 1 continuously generates suggestions for System 2, impressions, intuitions, intentions, and feelings. If endorsed by System 2, impressions and intuitions turn into beliefs, and impulses into voluntary actions. When all goes smoothly, which is most of the time, System 2 adopts the suggestions of System 1 with little or no modification. You generally believe your impressions and you act on your desires, and that is fine, usually. When System 1 runs into difficulty, it calls on System 2 to support more detailed and specific processing that may solve the problem of the moment. If you want to fool somebody, you read the book. Here's the key. On your outline you see these. He talks about two kinds of selves. There's a self who experiences things and lives, and there's a self that remembers, keeping score and making choices. Again, don't identify yourself. Those are two kinds. Those who live and those who remember. And then there are two kinds of species. There are econs, the kind that live in the land of theory, and humans who act in the real world. All right? Don't identify yourself. All right? Econs. So it's a book that is filled with how we think, fast and slow. And I just want to end by saying this, that it's not in vogue in business to work from feelings. People that do aren't going to admit it. But it's really worth considering the value that you have from intuition. Because sometimes, your first judgment, as he talks about in here, can in fact be right. And you can never underestimate the role that luck plays in making some good decisions. Thinking Fast and Slow by Daniel Kahneman. It's worth thinking about. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this.